Hi, welcome to the Missing Person Search Podcast. I'm psychic medium Trisha Barretto. It's been a while, and so the way I am continuing this podcast is I am only taking on missing person cases that I feel called to. So I don't know how often that this podcast is going to be updated. Today, I am looking for location insight for Sebastian Rogers. This is a case that I started working on, I don't even know how many months ago. It feels like it was 6 or 7 months ago. And some of this insight I got then, but I just didn't have the opportunity. I've just been busy dealing with other things to really focus on this case. And also at the time when I first took on this case, I had done like a few really heavy cases that are on the Missing Person Search podcast back to back. So I did have a little bit of burnout, or maybe a lot of burnout. This is not easy work. This is, I would say, as a psychic medium, this is the most taxing work that I could do. And this is all not for profit. This is just, I do this for love, for those in spirit and those here, that's why we do this. So, okay, let's get into it. So a bulk of this information I'm going to be sharing here today is stuff that I got when I first looked at this case months ago. And then right now I just added some more. This is going to be done in 2 parts, I believe. I don't think I'm going to do a 3rd part. So how I work this first part is going to be everything that I'm getting using my psychic medium abilities. And, the second part, I'm going to do that again, but that is going to be even more location based, such as like street names, road names, that kind of stuff. And then that second part includes my mapping. So I take everything I got, I go to maps, and I connect the dots, and I'll be able to share that in the second video. So let's just do it. My website, all my information is in the description. It's here too, trishabarretto.com. I do offer private missing person readings. I also emailed Sebastian Rogers' father, but I never heard back from him. I don't know if he even checks that email. So I'm going to say it up top and I'll say it at the end. If you are somebody watching this, you're listening to this, please share this. This is not for profit. This is for love. This is to help Sebastian and his father and his loved ones that want his body to be found. Share it. If you know people that are working on this case in law enforcement, share it with them. If you know Sebastian's dad, his biological father, Seth, share it with him. Just share it far and wide. If you have YouTube, social media, just share it. That's how this information gets out there, because I'm just a psychic medium. A lot of people don't know that I even do this podcast and help locate missing people. But I know that these gifts that I have and my desire to help this way is very spirit-led, and I've seen that in one of the cases I worked on the podcast. It was actually a lady that was found, Melanie Bollinger, and the way that I know that this is really effective is because Melanie Bollinger was found a couple blocks away from the street name that I had gotten, and also area where they paint rocks. It was like a park. She was found just like a couple blocks above that, north of that place. So what spirit does a lot of times is creates a perimeter. And they give me all the information that almost like is a perimeter around the missing person. So that's how I get the insight. And again, the maps is the biggest part, and the probably I would say the hardest part of my work, because I'm trying to connect everything and search maps in areas that I'm not familiar with. Please leave positive comments. Just share the video, subscribe to my YouTube, turn on the bell so you get notified when I have new videos. What else can I say here? Let's get into it. So there's an overwhelming feeling that I'm looking. Okay, let me say this first. There's something to do with Sebastian's head being hit. It feels like hitting my head on a wall. Okay. I feel like he was taken somewhere, okay, in a truck. This is north. I'm looking at his home and I'm going north, but I'm not going straight up north. I'm going northeast, and it's around a bend. Okay. It's far from home. I feel like I may be looking at a 25 mile marker. I'm not quite sure. 25 miles, something like that. It's between the point of his home and something else related. It feels like to his family. It could be somebody's job in his family, but it's like a point. It just reminds me of a point between his home and then maybe like somebody in his family, their job or someplace significant for them. And it's like in the middle of that. I keep seeing a dock. It reminds me of a fishing dock that's on water. So it's either like a boat dock or a fishing dock. I don't see a bunch of boats. It just reminds me of like a fishing dock, something like that. There's definitely water there, water nearby where his body is. There's flowers, there's critters. It feels like it's out in the boons, very foresty, trees, woods. There's the truck again. I hear the word Alameda. So I haven't done the maps yet, but that feels very location based, an area, a street, a road, a business. I see a caution sign, enclosure, wrapped in the woods, tampered, trees, big trees. I know some of this stuff I'm repeating, but that's just the way it comes in. Seaside, it doesn't mean it's a sea or a beach or anything like that. That's just very water, a lot of water. I feel like there's passing a bridge. I feel like I'm driving over an overpass. Feeling of driving over a river or a stream of water. I feel like I'm going over an overpass in the back of a truck, and there's a stream of water underneath, and there's trees and greenery. I see dirt. I got soft rope, buried near water. That keeps coming up, buried near water. It could be a hunting area or close to a hunting area. Forestry seen from freeway. Again, rows of trees. Northeast around a bend, lake, river. I see a lake or a river. There's something with the trees, he feels buried near trees, and it feels like there's something very specific about the placement with the trees. 7 feet deep, coyotes. I see crates. They remind me of wooden crates. A tarp. I keep seeing a tarp. I'm not sure if it's blue. I kind of feel like it might be blue. I hear hidden below. There's a mile marker. Then I got the number 3 right after that. So I don't know if it would be mile marker 3 or if those two are associated. There's gates, a wooded area, trees, dirt, foliage, squirrels, possums. There's a back entry point out of sight. I feel like I'm looking at a higher elevation and then a lower elevation. So I'm not sure if it's like the road's up higher and then the water and the dirt and the trees are lower. It kind of does feel like there's water and then like you would have to go uphill a little bit where there's like dirt and trees. Like you would I could feel like the elevation if somebody's like climbing a little bit. There's the letter L. There's something that says southern something. I couldn't get the other part of that, and it feels like it could be a location, an area, something like that. In the woods, I got the word max. That also feels very location based. I don't know if it's like Cinemax, CarMax, like something. There's like something with that feels like more words to it. I saw the color yellow. I heard silver spoon. Again, this is very location based. So this kind of reminds me of like going on the freeway, and like these would be like businesses and different identifying type of places that are near where his body is located at. I see tires. I don't know, like it doesn't just remind me of like just tires. There could have been tire marks, but this feels like maybe a tire shop, or tires are significant. They're really significant somehow. And then I kept hearing landing. I almost didn't write it. And I'm not quite sure landing. When I think of landing, I think of like a surface, like a landing pad, like a surface of some sort. Let me think. Is there anything else, Spirit, right now that I can add in this moment? I hear the word 7-Up. I know like 7-Up, I associate that with soda, like 7-Up soda, but it may mean something else. Again, this is like the lighter part of my work because this is just me hearing things from spirit. It's the second part where I go in heavy with the location insight and the maps, and that's the most effective part of this work that I do as a psychic medium when I search for missing people for their location. So the part 2 is going to come out very soon. I'm not sure exactly when. I would say within the next 7 days or less. But a lot of this information was from months ago when I first looked at this case, and a lot of this stuff today, I'm like, it's coming back up again, especially when I look at north of his home and northeast, and it kind of curves. And I haven't really looked at maps. I think when I first looked at the case, I briefly looked at maps, but I didn't want to look too much because I didn't want it to influence me when I do my map work. So I just, sometimes I'll like make doodles. Should I do a doodle right now? No, because it might cut off the video. Yeah, that's what I have for now. But if you're somebody interested in this case, make sure you subscribe because the part 2 is coming out within the next week or less. And that's the video. Both of these videos are important, but that second video is going to be the most important one to share with those that are searching, that need this location insight to locate Sebastian's body. Am I hearing that right? I feel like I'm hearing the number 11 right now. And if you're interested in any of the other missing person cases that I have worked on, they're on my YouTube channel. Again, this is Missing Person Search Podcast. I'm psychic medium Trisha Barreto. This is work that I do for free. A lot of people don't know that I'm out here doing this work. So any way that you can support this work, please do. The best support you can give is sharing this video far and wide, because you just never know who's going to see it that is part of the team, the law enforcement, his dad and his people. Like, you just don't know. And that's what, I really rely on, that spirit's able to get these videos and this location insight in the hands of the right people that need it to locate Sebastian's body. Thank you for your support, and thank you for watching. And until the next video.